All right, hey everyone. My name is Parker Morozek. I am just turning 22 tomorrow, actually. And I want to say thank you to Big Steve first and foremost. And then I have two other people here that are very near and dear to my heart. Those would be my parents. I want to shout them out. Bigger than anyone that I've ever known in my life. They've helped me with a lot. Without them, without their support, without their connections for people in the manor, I would not be standing up here today. I'd either be dead, I'd either be in jail, or I would be still out there using and drinking. I can't say thank you to them more. There's no way I could ever possibly repay them. And the only way I can repay them is by standing up here with you guys. I remember distinctly sitting in it was like dead of winter. I am in a bathroom stall of a park because that's the only place that there's no snow, and I was using a air dryer to keep myself warm. That was one of the lowest times I've ever had. I've had many other low times as well. That was probably it takes the cake though. And then it's just, throughout that I started hanging out with, if you thought the drug people were bad, I started hanging out and getting a little bit affiliated with gangs down in Columbus. I was never a part of it, no matter how much prior to that I repped that I was not. All I was affiliated. And it was one of those things where I found a quote-unquote family because mine left me to die. So I thought. That is where my mind went, because I figured they didn't care about me, when in reality they were texting me, calling me, asking me if I'm okay, asking me if I want to get picked up, and I just ignored them because I wasn't ready to give up the fact that I want to smoke weed, I want to drink, I want to smoke crack, I want to smoke heroin, shoot up heroin. I want to do all these things that make me feel better, make me feel okay. Even if I was staring out of a little peephole in a door, making sure no cops or no one wanted to bust down the door to murder me, because that was the kind of crap that I did. For the longest time, I thought I was the biggest hood rat out there because I was so amazing. I was on top of the world. I had my new family. I had my own gun. I had a car. All these things were so amazing. And that's because I wasn't cool with who Parker was. I couldn't look at a mirror. If I walked past a window, I would turn so that I would be walking past it like this so I wouldn't look at it. If I walked into a room and there ended up being a mirror in there, I would not look at it. But the whole time I was telling myself, I love myself. No, I didn't. My mom brought up the Manor of Hope. And as a kind of a pleasing thing, I was like, all right, yeah, this sounds awesome. Yay, let's do it. And it did. It sounded appealing on paper. It did. You know, helped you get a job. It was a long term, which kind of freaked me out a little bit, but I'm like, okay, I'll just say yes to my mom right now. We'll figure it out. They came and picked me up from Utah, and here I am on my way to Pennsylvania. And the first moment that I walked up that driveway to the door of Manor of Hope, first and foremost, there were two people that were already there, and they were working. They were doing stuff on the house. I'm like, yeah, no, not going to be doing that. Thank you. Have a great day. Lo and behold, that later that day I was working. So that was unfortunate. But I came in and I became decent friends with these guys. I was still not the person that is standing up here today. I have had many a struggle in that house. That's why I said he's put a lot of time and effort into me, because in his shoes, I would have given, in my parents' shoes, in his shoes, and everyone else's shoes, I would have given up on me like that, without a doubt. Because when I got into that house, I was abrasive, I was antisocial, I didn't like talking to anyone, I didn't like even being around anyone, and I still wouldn't look at myself really in the mirror, still. And it took a solid 7-8 months of bashing my head against the brick wall that was Steve, because he wasn't budging. He knew what I needed to do to get sober, and he sure as heck was not moving an inch. And I was pissed. I hated him for the longest time. I hated the Manor of Hope because it made me feel stuff that I did not want to feel. It made me work on me. It made me think about myself not as that awesome human being I thought I was, that still wouldn't look at himself in the mirror, but kind of as a degenerate. And I did not like that in the slightest. After that 8 months, it literally was pretty much like one morning I woke up, and you can even ask him, this isn't just me saying this, he said it himself. I woke up one morning and it was like something clicked. I woke up and I said, I can't keep living like this. I have to start doing step work. I have to start living like a human being. I have to start actually speaking to my parents and talking to them as an adult, not a little child that stomps his foot when he doesn't get his own way. I have to start doing things for myself that are ultimately going to help me out later on down the road instead of right in this moment, because I was right in this moment kind of kid. I have to take me for account. If I stop working on me, I can't do this stuff. I can't stand here and talk to you guys and let you guys know that my story is because of this program and is because of Manor of Hope. I would not be able to look at you in the face. I would not be able to stand here, look at myself in that window and say, I love you. And to each all of you, I love all of you. I love people now. I would not be able to survive without standing up here and just mingling with you guys and talking to you guys and telling you guys my story. Because yes, my story sucked in the beginning. It was terrible. I hated that aspect of my life for the longest time. But to look at myself now, I'm proud as hell at myself. Not to the point where I'm cocky about it, but I have to realize I was not okay back in the day. I am okay now. I'm okay with myself. I'm okay with Big Steve. I love that man. I can honestly say I love a man nowadays, and I can say I love my parents nowadays. I can say I love my sister nowadays. I can say I love myself nowadays. In the program, we have a saying that says, life beyond your wildest dreams. My wildest dreams were I might get $1,000 of crack today. Yes, back then. Now, my wildest dreams are where I'm freaking standing right now. I have a job that I love. I've moved up in a company. I used to be part-time. Now I have built myself up by doing stuff I didn't want to freaking do in that company to build myself up to getting full-time now. I am able to apply for benefits at 22 years old. That's insane to me. I have my own car now. I'm paying my parents off for that car because I'm getting money now that I'm not spending away on alcohol and drugs. I have two parents that never stopped loving me, but damn, they are in my life now. And I have never been happier to say, I love my parents. I can now honestly stand here and say, look at me. I'm a man. I'm not a boy anymore. Because that's what I used to be. I used to be a little kid running around, stomping his foot, scared as hell. There is hope. There's something in me that changed, and it's only because of this program that by some miracle just decided to pop up right when I freaking needed it. And it's helped me 10 times over than I could ever ask for. And I love every single one of the people that I've come in contact with. I love all of you guys, and thank you all for coming here. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.